Welcome to the Hottest Wellness Podcast. I've got time with Cherry ShaKayla.
Here we discuss personal growth, relationships, and healing to become aligned with the best version of ourselves. Hey.
What's up, girl?
Girl.
What's going on with you? How you feeling?
I'm feeling a lot of things. If I'm being honest and vulnerable, I'm feeling kind of inadequate right now.
Why do you feel that way?
I don't really want to get into it too much because I'm not in a sure mood, but sometimes it's like that's how I be feeling in life. Like what I'm doing is not enough. Yeah.
I get that.
How you feeling?
I don't know. I'm not hungry.
That's good.
That's like a first on the podcast.
Well, we normally record or
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm making it. I started the day off right. Wrote in my new manifest journal.
How's that going?
Well, this is day 2, so it's going pretty good. I think I need to continue to make that a part of my morning ritual.
Love that. Everybody needs a good morning routine. It kind of just sets you up for the rest of your day. And how you set the intention of how it's going to go is usually how it's going to go.
Yeah.
But if you start early in your day saying you having a bad day already, it's going to only get worse.
Facts.
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to get off your chest this week?
Nah, I think I'm all chest out.
Really?
At least for
I don't know
moment.
what that feels like.
What you want to get off your chest?
First and foremost, I know I'm a little late with this, but I did want to bring up that this month, July, is Disability Pride Month. So, if you guys are not aware, being disabled is the largest marginalized group, or what you would say minority group in the world, and so that's huge. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who have disabilities and they're constantly overlooked. There's a lot of people who have disabilities and you can't tell. They're not wearing it. And I just feel like it's important to notice that and bring awareness to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost said shout out to my but
oh. Don't ever say that. I feel like almost saying that you almost said it is bad enough.
Well, I thought it. I thought it.
Sometimes I have tasteless jokes, but I try and keep them on the DL because I know people need people seeing that side of me. Another thing I wanted to get off my chest, a couple of things that I feel like was in regards to women. In totality, what I want to get off my chest is that I want people who are not women to stop discussing women things.
Fair. I think it's fair.
It's becoming frustrating for me personally because I'm every woman. You know what I'm saying? And it feels like I never get a day off. Every time you open the internet, there's a new nigga complaining about some shit that, for the most part, either doesn't impact them or it's just women's business. It's not for somebody who's not a woman to speak on or about. You know what I mean? A couple of things came across my desk. The first thing I feel like that everybody know, Essence Fest was this past week. And there were some people, one of them mainly being Indy Irie, who had some thoughts and feelings about women who are more free and expressive with their bodies and their sexuality. One being Meg Thee Stallion, 2 being Janelle Monáe. And it's just why are other women upholding the patriarchy trying to police what other women do with their bodies? It's very fine. It's perfectly fine for you to be a modest woman. Nobody is gonna dog you for that. Nobody's gonna tell you to take off my clothes. I mean, some people might, but like, we're not. We're advocates of doing what makes you feel good. And if it feels good for somebody to have on less clothes, or even for a woman to be twerking, that's really none of your business. And I really hate to see other women tear women down, just holding up these ideals that was created to oppress women in the first place. Like, you're not doing any women any favors when you knock down what another woman is doing that you don't personally agree with. You don't have to personally agree with nothing anybody else is doing.
Facts. I just be just like with everything else, like, why is it bothering you so much?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's literally not your life that they're living.
It's very strange. And then they act like somehow it puts a bad stain on all women. And it's like, it's women like Meg Thee Stallion, like Lil Kim, like Kim K, that kind of opened up these avenues for women to be seen as things other than caretakers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or just to say that, you know, we can be more than one. You know what I'm saying? Meg is a college educated woman. Not to mention, don't let me get started on how anti-black it is to make twerking seem like it's so low class.
It's when literally it's just like in our culture.
Part of our culture, and accessorily, it's part of African culture. Like, just stop. Y'all are killing me with the respectability politics. I can't even talk. And now they're gonna be eating me up on YouTube again. I honestly, we was discussing this the other day, and I was saying, like, which of out of all the platforms do you feel like don't pass the vibe check? And for me, it was YouTube, and you said it was what? Instagram.
I think we had different reasons though. Like, mine isn't. I was thinking of like a different vibe check. Like, for me, Instagram is like, we be posting on there all the time, but it's like y'all don't see it.
Oh, okay. We was different thinking about different vibe checks. I was thinking about like the responses as far as the comments and stuff like that. That's what I was saying as far as don't pass the vibe check. And I'm not saying everybody on the internet has to like agree to like what our opinions is, especially my opinions. I know I have hot takes. Like, I'm not asking people to agree with them. I'll just be trying to like start a conversation about stuff that actually matters, especially for us black people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, it just always gets sent off to the wrong people. And it's like, for me, it's always people on YouTube that just be doing the most. Like,
they be going in. I feel like we're quickly approaching the place of don't look at the comments.
I can't do that though, because that's part of the algorithm, is being responsive to your comments and stuff like that. And then when you don't, that kind of like can bring your views back down. And I know that's true, because there'll be a couple of weeks where I really don't feel like doing none of that shit, and I don't. And then very next week when we post our content, it gets less and less views. Like, that's how the algorithm works. We have to like participate in the comments and stuff, and some of the comments be cool or whatever. People are allowed to disagree with you respectfully, but then like some people just be doing the most. Like, last week they were eating me up because I stumbled over a word, and they was like, basically, I didn't sound educated. It's like, first of all, you sound anti-black. So many people talk differently. Everybody don't speak proper English, and that's okay. Yeah. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. I mean, we live different lives.
Maybe like, I don't know. I don't really be looking at the comments. I see them sometimes, but I just move.
Yeah.
Because what do we even do with?
Sometimes it's entertaining. I think I genuinely like a little drama in my life, and I like to be triggered sometimes. I'm guessing I'm addicted to being triggered or something.
Toxic queen.
Yeah. And it's like, since I don't have no drama in my real life, I have to go looking for it in the comments, seeing what people might be saying about me to piss me off. I don't know.
Keep it in the comments.
Yeah, child. The other person I wanted to bring up was Ari and Moneybag. Specifically Ari, though. You know, we was talking about this with the whole Sukihana thing and how like men and women feel like just because a girl is a certain type of girl, now like the baddie girls are starting to be confused with hoes, like, and it's ridiculous. Like, just because I dress a certain way doesn't mean that I'm doing anything, and if I am, mind your business. Like, why are you so worried about other people's genitals? It's kind of crazy.
They want you to be doing it with them. I feel like that's really what it is. You just mad because you mad because these girls not fucking you, and
but it's like I said today. I'm purely speaking to the women and how they're upholding the patriarchy. Somebody tweeted Ari and they said, "How many threesomes have you and Mario had?" She replied back,
"Money bag."
No, that's what the tweet said.
It said Mario.
Yeah, that's his like real name, right?
His name is Mario.
That I'm like giving you verbatim here. I didn't make that up.
Oh my gosh.
And she said 23. And so the comments did not pass the vibe check. Once again, you go into the comments, wow, that's too much. She's doing the most. And he still cheated. And it's like, what if she liked women? What if she genuinely enjoyed having sex with other women and her man? Obviously, to do it 23 times.
You gotta be into
and then to like tell it to the internet, because that's business that she ain't had to share. She could have just kept on scrolling past that tweet and kiki'd it with her friends in the group chat. But that's why people don't be letting you in their life. That's why they don't be like just saying stuff, because then people get judged for it when everybody's doing it.
And what if that's not even a real number? What if she just threw a number out there?
What if she just exactly was
like,
being
she could
messy?
Be trolling y'all.
And more than likely that's true. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, let people live their life. Some people enjoy threesomes. Some people are bisexual, honey. And some people are in open relationships. Some people are not even getting cheated on. And while you so worried about what this girl is doing with her man, do you have a man?
Probably not. And
not to say they might not even want one. You know, I'm not saying like that's to degrade you, but I'm saying like, why are you so worried about this person's business? It's strange.
You have too much free time.
And it's like, I just looked at it and I was like, these girls must be super young. Because once you get to about like 27, you start to realize all of the different sex that people are having, and like how all of it is normal because it's just whatever you like. You know what I'm saying? Like different people like different sex. And you understand that from being more mature, seeing stuff, being exposed to things, reading, learning more about different sex and stuff that's cultural, and just like having more sexual experiences with different people as well. It's like you realize that, oh, people be into some stuff, okay?
Yeah.
And so it's so immature to be like, oh my God, like to slut shame like that somebody's having threesomes. Like, big whoop, everybody's having threesomes. Wait till you find out your mama was having threesomes, girl.
Child. That's why her and her best friend been best friends for so long. Now they go to church together, but they used to go to the club together.
Okay. And as quiet as it's kept.
Child.
But anywho, you want to get into the affirmation of the week?
Let's do it.
This week's affirmation is, I am my best self yet.
I'm fucking with it.
Yeah, I just actually came up with that on the spot based off of how I was feeling.
You the best?
Right now? Yeah. And that's true. I mean, it's true for people who are growing and learning. You know what I'm saying? If it don't apply, then you can keep working until it do. You know what I'm saying? That's what affirmations is for, so that you can believe it till you achieve it.
Yeah.
I sound like a hood pastor.
A hood pastor? Preach, preacher. It's this gospel song that came to my mind. The best is yet to come. It's like kind of fast.
I might have to.
The best. It's a lot of instruments. Is that Kurt Carr? It might be. Just because of the horns. But I don't know. He's like very musical. That's why I enjoyed that one album. Didn't really listen to anything after that. You gotta really reel me in as a gospel artist. You know, you gotta give me what I came for.
Do you? Because it seemed like you know a lot of it.
I mean, I grew up in it. So.
I hear you. I feel like when gospel music was playing in my house, my ears were plugged, honey. Because it's like, I know the hits, but it's like...
Do you? You don't be knowing the hits.
Your hits and my hits are different.
No.
There's like mainstream gospel, and then there's other stuff that other people, I guess, that grew up in it, be listening to, and I'm not her. And then on top of that,
hits.
Southern gospel and Northern gospel to me is two different stories. Okay, y'all still be singing plantation hymns.
First of all, there's a ism for whatever this is that you're doing. That is not
being against people from the South.
That is not all that people in the South sing. We're not old slaves in church.
I didn't say that's all y'all sing. I said y'all do be singing them though.
We all know the intent in the words.
Girl, you can't make me say something I didn't say.
Anyways, you don't be knowing the mainstream hits.
To you. Name one right now, and let's see if the audience agrees. Name one. Name a song, and I'll tell you do I know it. The best is yet to come.
I sing songs all the time that you don't know that were mainstream gospel hits. Y'all stay tuned. We're going to revisit this.
I wasn't in that. I stuck to the oceans and lakes that I was used to. I wasn't on that stream. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're doing.
You see?
I see what you're doing.
You see what I'm doing? Okay. Well, what are we talking about this week, then?
What are we talking about this week? Since you got your gospel degree.
I never claimed to have that, and I never will. It's Cherry here who claims to have her gospel degree, and she know everything.
I have my gospel degree.
Congratulations. What can you use that for?
For teaching the young people how to sing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, this week we are discussing insecurities, but not just like, I guess, general insecurities, because we all have them, but really the insecurities that really do impact your relationships. Yeah. In a good or a bad way, which, I mean, it's an insecurity, so it's probably like in an unhealthy way. Do you feel like you have any insecurities right now that's impacting our relationship?
Girl.
The people are here for the team.
It's weird talking about these kind of things because, like, yeah, I kind of want to share, but at the same time, I feel like if I say it, then I'm also claiming it at the same time.
I don't know if that's true. If anything, you might be saying it and releasing it, you know what I'm saying?
I be feeling insecure about almost everything that can involve another person. I think that didn't make sense.
I just feel like I need more specifics. What does everything mean? Does that mean everything? Like, what does that mean?
Like
you be feeling sus towards me? Is that what do you mean?
What is, define your sus? What does sus mean?
Sus is like suspicious. Like, are you not trusting me? Like, what do you mean when it comes with other people? What does that mean?
I feel like people don't trust me and don't trust me to do things. I always feel like people think I don't know how to do something, or I don't know what I'm talking about. And that...
In relationship with me?
I'm talking about everybody. I feel like everybody thinks this.
Oh.
So, like, in turn, I like just second guess everything, or like stall on everything, or like don't do stuff, or
Do you feel like that's a projection and that's what you're doing anyways, though? You know what I mean? Like, that's how you feel about yourself, and you, like, also said, like, everybody else must think this, too. Or is that, like, you feel like in social interactions that has been, like, your experience?
I'm gonna say that's been my experience, because I be knowing that I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, to me, it'll seem like whoever is involved thinks that I don't. It sounds crazy.
I don't think it sounds crazy. I think I'm just trying to understand it or whatever. Like, I almost understand what you mean, or maybe that I can relate to it, but I also really don't know at the same time.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, like, change your words or tell you what you're saying or how you feel. Insecurities that I have that's impacting our relationship. I have a lot of insecurities because I have a lot of mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, constantly I be overthinking about things, and I feel like that generally impacts all of my relationships. And it used to impact them worse because I used to be one of those people that be like, what if this? Or just, like, assuming that people think or feel a certain way about me or something, and it'd be, like, not even true. But I feel like in our relationship personally, a lot of my insecurities come from finances, or just like how, like, right now I'm not working, how I just quit my job. Like, then after that there was like a wave of insecurities that hit me that I definitely feel like is impacting our relationship. Yeah.
Okay. So, I feel like I have a better idea of what I should be bringing to the table. I be just feeling like I'm not doing enough. Yeah.
That's crazy because, when we was with my family, my aunt was like, Cherry, it sounds like you do a lot.
Yeah.
And here you are saying, like, on the inside you feel like you don't do enough. Does that mean that you don't feel appreciated for what you do? Or that's, like, totally separate?
No, it's not that. I just always feel like there's something that I'm not doing, or something I'm not covering.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I'm not stacking up to who I should be.
Yeah. I feel that, for real. I mean, that's what I was saying too at the beginning of the episode, when I was saying that was my feelings of feeling kind of like inadequate or whatever. Like, I just try not to even go there because I know I'm super amazing and I have all these skills, but then it'd be like, what am I doing though? Yeah. And then that's when it started to, like, hit me like, you ain't shit. And I hate that for me. But yeah. Enough about us. I did want to get into, like, just some general things that I feel like I've experienced in relationships. Sometimes being the person giving it off, and then sometimes being the person on the receiving end of it. The first insecurity I feel like that for me, this is like a lifelong journey. I don't see it going nowhere, which is like having a lack of self-love.
Mm-hmm.
And how that can, like, really make you to become a jealous person in a relationship. No, jealousy is just an emotion, and so it comes and it goes. But if you start feeling like every day you just be jealous of other people, jealous of the person you with, like, you have to start realizing that you're not really being grateful or humbled by the life that you do have, like, and all that you are, you just, like, don't love yourself.
Yeah. Jealousy is a tricky thing, I feel like, in relationships. Like, romantic relationships, yeah, but, like, kind of all. Because it's like, you can think that you're happy for somebody that might be growing and becoming more free and loving themselves. But then, you be jealous.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I feel like that also shows up as like wanting to control them, or like not really being happy about like opportunities that they get or something.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's like, it's because you're jealous.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
I definitely have experienced that a lot. I feel like I experienced that this past week with one of my family members, and I just was like, one of my friends pointed it out to me when I was like talking to her about the situation. She was like, I mean, she probably jealous of you. And I was like, but why?
People be jealous of other people's freedom.
Yeah, you know, because people be, especially, I find this to be true with people that are like elders in my life, that like they, especially women, they didn't do what they wanted to do. They didn't follow their dreams. They put their kids before themselves. You know what I'm saying? They maybe stayed in relationships they hated for too long or something. And then when they see you doing the opposite, like sometimes they be having feelings about that. And you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing that they ever gonna admit to or own up to. I've never seen it. But you could feel the energy though. Like, because why are they moving the way they move in your relationships? It's just interesting. Yeah. 111. So the next insecurity that I think people don't really think about as an insecurity is codependency. Have you ever been codependent in a relationship?
I think so. You asked me this before, and I'm going to be honest, I'm still...
You're not sure what codependency is?
Yeah, like every time I think I know what it is, it's not what it is.
Codependency is really just an unhealthy attachment to somebody in a relationship. Okay, so to me, the root of codependency, if in any form or fashion you feel like you can't function without that person in your life, then that's a codependency. You know what I'm saying? It's just like not healthy. A lot of people have it in their like longest friendships because, you know, when we be younger, I don't know what it is, we be almost in a romantic relationship for real, but it be platonic, and then you be wanting to like hold on to that friend and stuff. And I remember when like me and some of my oldest friends, we started having other friends, and it was just like, and who's that you're hanging out with? Like, we was going to different high schools, like, your friend who? Like, you know, I had like feelings of being insecure about it. Like, what is this person bringing to the relationship that I'm not? Why do you need a new friend? And who was this other best friend all of a sudden? Like, I could relate to that for sure. But then there was also times where I was really in codependent relationships where it was like, when I got into a relationship with a person, I spent so much time with them that every part of my life they existed in. You know what I'm saying? And then when that person wasn't in my life anymore, I felt empty or incomplete, and like, that's not true. You don't need any other person to function, dead ass.
Yeah.
Even though it feels like we need them, like, that's not real.
Yeah.
And that's unhealthy as hell. But I feel like what that could lead to, the unhealthy behavior for sure, is like controlling. Like, I've been there for sure. I think even sometimes people get codependent with their kids. Like, you know, that's always going to be their baby. Like, honey, no, it's not. It's best now that you get it together while they going to kindergarten before you be at their 12th grade graduation looking like a weirdo. Okay?
Yikes.
It's not going to be all your waste your baby. They have to grow up. And then you see that in parenting relationships where they try and enforce, like, control over them or something to, like, you know, make them feel like still needed, or that, you know, it's not healthy. And in some relationships, you know what I'm saying, it could be like how we was talking about last week about the whole Kiki situation. You know what I'm saying? Don't do this, don't wear this, don't go to that place, because if they have like some form of control over you, then they can keep you as close to you as they need to, as will feel comfortable for them.
Yeah, and keep your self-esteem right where they need it so they can continue to control and manipulate the relationship as a whole.
Yeah. And then sometimes you don't be coming from a bad place with the controlling behaviors. Like, I've been that person too who was trying to make a relationship into a fairy tale. Like, okay, it needs to go like this, like this, like this, like this. And then when stuff start not going like that, because they their own person, they got their own life, it's like, I need to do more things to try and get control of the relationship. And it's like, that's not healthy, baby.
Yeah.
Leave that person alone. They're not for you. You got to do all that changing and switching to ruin. They probably is not the person you want to be with.
That shit's crazy. It takes a while to even realize that you shouldn't have to like change like who you are to be with somebody.
Yeah. It's either us trying to change ourselves or us trying to change the other person to fit that potential. It's like, that's why I be trying to be my full self right off the back in relationships, because I learned my lesson too many times. You know what I'm saying? Like, you come out the back trying to be the nice girl, and I'm not a nice girl. I'm really not. I'm cool. I'll be chilling, but am I nice? No.
That's crazy.
Like, you got to know yourself so you could just show up as that person. So then months later, you're not like, I mean, I told you I was a little messy. Like, just be you. Because then they're going to hate you later and you're going to break up and you're going to be like, I thought this was the love of my life. And it was like, they was loving someone who was not you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a hard lesson to learn too. But you can't just show up as a nice girl, because that's not you. I mean, do nice girls even exist? Just like I don't think nice guys exist. Can I do nice things for a person? Sure.
When you put it next to nice guy, it's like, it makes it dirty. Because I hate that nice guy shit. Like,
but it's the same thing, though. It really is. Because what people do is they put women on this pedestal, which none of us can, like, amount to for real. Mm-hmm. They want us to be a perfect mother. They want us to be a perfect wife. And then nobody really thinks about what all of that entails until you know, 10 years into a relationship and you starting to break down mentally and physically because you're trying to be somebody that you're not.
Yeah.
Like, been there. Not a cute place to be. It's like a road to depression.
Ooh. The pressure.
But sometimes that's pressure we put on ourselves at the same time, though.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah. Don't be that guy. The next one is a lack of confidence.
It hits me.
Yeah? In what way?
I feel like my confidence be getting knocked off, like, kind of easy. Mm-hmm. I'm working on it, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like, let's say I do your hair.
Okay.
And, like, I do your hair like once a month. I put braids in it. Let's make it cute. I put Senegalese in your hair. Like, once a month is too often. But, you know, you get what's going on. And then the time's rolling around for me to do your hair again. And you're like, actually, I think I'm going to go to the shop this time. Confidence gone in that, like,
scenario.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, damn, why she going to the shop? Was it not good the last time? Did I, like, not snatch it the way that I should have? Like, was it uneven? Did they not last as long as they normally do? Like, oh my gosh, she hates when I do her hair.
Yeah. And see, that's because you be looking for whatever confidence that you feel like you have is not yours. You waiting on somebody else to validate you for it. So, really, then you're not confident. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. I just don't understand it.
Because if you, like, constantly need validation from other people, that means that you are not validating yourself enough. You don't see it for yourself enough. Mm-hmm. And so you have to get it from other people. That means that you don't really believe it. You just need to hear it from other people to make you sometimes believe it. You know what I mean? Because you don't really believe it, or else you wouldn't need to get that from other people. It's like constantly needing validation, and that's like actually what I have like in my notes for the bad behavior that come along with, you know, having low confidence. Because it's like, if I believe that I'm the top baddest bitch, there's nothing that nobody can do to make me feel more of the top baddest bitch. You know what I'm saying? Of course, there's sometimes going to be things that hurt my feelings, or that my confidence might be a little bit shaken. But then the next day, I'm going to be the top baddest bitch again. Or, you know, it's like some days I might have an off day, but it comes back, though. That means it's yours.
No such thing as an off day, for real.
So, yeah. I mean, I have my moments, and there's different things that I am confident in, different things that I literally don't have any confidence about. So, it's like we just have to do the self-work to build up our confidence and make us believe it. Like, for me, it's been building my skills. When I'm good at this, to my level of what good means, then I feel more confident about it, you know?
Yeah.
But then there's certain things that I'll never be confident about, because I just will never be satisfied.
Like, every other sentence is a new song that pops in my head.
You still on song association time? I see what's going on here.
I think so. I'm gearing up for the next time.
Not you gearing up.
I still think about Hold.
Oh, man. Do you ever experience a fear of failure in your relationships?
Yes. I feel like I'm being interviewed.
You're not. I'm just trying to give you a segue into the conversation, or else I'll be talking the whole time. It's not an interview.
Yeah, I feel like that. I don't know how to deep dive into that. I feel like that comes from multiple things. Like abandonment issues, just thinking that somebody's gonna leave me because other people that I cared about a lot left. That was like a real thing for me one time. I can't remember when I realized it, but it was like, I think everybody's gonna leave. Because, like, prior to Twan, like, every time I had a friend, like a best friend or somebody I was really close to, they always left, like, literally physically left. And then, I mean, they didn't really stand the distance.
Yeah. I can relate to that for sure, yeah. I feel the same way about the abandonment issues. I was just writing about that on my mom's birthday post, and that lately my abandonment issues really been eating me up, because I definitely agree with that. Once you've had so many experiences like that in life, no matter if it was your parents that left you, or your friends, or even relationships that you had that kept ending, it's like you start to feel like, what's wrong with me? Am I the problem? And sometimes you is.
I never
but
thought
most of the time it's not that you the problem. It's that life happens, and we just haven't really come to accepting that you can't keep everybody. You can't even keep yourself. We're constantly changing. I'm not the same person I was even last year. So, you know, we have to come to an understanding that that's normal to, like, lose people. And until we do, then we'll, like, take it personally every time. That's, like, one of the 4 agreements is not to take, like, it personal. You know what I'm saying?
I take it personal. I don't take it personal for the person. I take it personal, like, with, I guess, the universe. Because it's like, why you keep doing this to me?
Because you haven't learned the lesson yet, which is not to take it personal. That is, it happens sometimes. Like, that's life. And honestly, I would much rather have a small season of heartbreak from having to release somebody in my life than a long rest of my life of having relationship with them and it never being the relationship that you needed. You know what I'm saying? And we know how being in relationships that we don't need, how that can impact us overall. You know what I'm saying? It's like, can hurt us in a lot of ways. And sometimes it be like that, for real. I mean, I feel you with that all the way. I feel that when it comes to my family, I feel that in romantic relationships, I don't necessarily have that feeling with friends, just because, like how you said, I've had that experience, but we used to be moving a lot when I was a kid. So, like, every year I almost went to a different school. I never took the time to process that, but it also just numbed me in a way to be like, I mean, I'm going to lose friends, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so, but I still understand, you know, where you're coming from. Unfortunately, the behavior that could lead to is self-sabotage, and we've talked about that a lot here, and we both agree that we self-sabotage ourselves.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we have to be careful and, you know, focus and being intentional on healing from things, you know what I'm saying, taking it one day at a time. But like when you get triggered in a situation, really asking yourself, okay, why am I starting to feel like this person gonna leave me and that's not really what's happening here? And where is this coming from? You know what I'm saying? What part of me needs to be loved and cared for right now so that I can know that I'm okay and I'm gonna be okay even if this relationship's in, you know? It'd be hard though.
Yeah. For sure.
Now the last insecurity, I feel like this one I really wanted to talk about is specifically geared towards men. Because even though this impact everybody, I feel like when it comes to finances, society puts a lot of pressure on men to basically, you know, be the provider or whatever financially. And so a lot of men I notice on the internet, that's why they be so disgruntled towards women, is because they not meeting their own financial goals, so they want to tear people down that is meeting those goals, or try and act like it's not a big deal. Like when they be like, now that you got your degree in your little house, what you gonna do now? You ain't got a man. Like, chill on.
And then if you have that and you say you want a man, they like, don't nobody want you.
Yeah,
but it's because they feel like all they have to offer is finances. Like, bro, there's more to you than going to work and paying some bills.
One of the conversations that I had with my old co-host, the Three Strikes, and I knew it was the beginning and the end of our podcast for real. I knew that after we had that conversation, because these niggas wasn't hearing me out as a woman, because I know who I am and I know that I make a lot of men uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? I think that I technically have a real strong masculine presence, and niggas don't be liking that. They really do not like that. And I also know that I have been very defensive, you know. I'm not as much as that I was before, but we was having a conversation, and the conversation really started off about dudes that be dating girls that I feel like is way too young. And how it's predatory, and the bulk of those men are being manipulative in some way, trying to take an advantage of that young girl, or really don't have much to offer or whatever. And then, you know, we started talking about like basically like what provider is and all that stuff like that. And, you know, I could see what he was saying was like what he put his value in and what he had to offer us financially. But then there was nothing about, you know, the emotional, what you had to provide for your family, or there's so much more. We talk about this all the time. It's like not just finances, but a lot of men, they get stuck in that bubble of pressure of feeling like they have to be at a certain level financially, that they don't even work on any other part of themselves. And they don't realize that there's more traits that you need to be like an adequate partner. Like, and so I think that when you have a financial insecurity, it leads to you devaluing yourself and ultimately feeling like you're not enough, and that, you know, certain people don't want to have you or things like that. I seen a TikTok the other day, and this dude basically was stitching this girl who was saying, basically, in 2023, can we just like stop talking to niggas? And then he's like, he stitched the post and he like, hey, nice guy here. I'm a nice guy. But if I tried to talk to you, they would say, ooh, he's creepy, or he keeps constantly calling me all the time, or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's the energy you be giving to a girl that don't want it, though.
Yeah.
And like, it was other dudes in his comments agreeing with him and basically saying, oh man, like, yeah, it's hard out here for us and we just be trying to, you know, be cool or whatever. And it's like, first of all, there's no such thing as a nice guy. Just like she wants something, you want something. Everybody wants something out of a relationship. And that's how relationships work. There's no such thing as a relationship that's not transactional. Yeah. We're constantly trading things, even if it's just love. There's a transaction there. Like, something has to be given to be received, and we all have different needs that need to be met. And like, it always be the dudes that's trying to get with a girl that don't want the same things as them, and then they still go after them. They get their little feelings hurt, or they feel used at the end of it. And it's like, why don't you just go with a girl that's more like-minded as you, that want the same things as you, so then you can stop saying women are gold diggers. You knew when you got with this girl what kind of lifestyle that she wanted, and you knew that you couldn't provide it yet at the time. But they be wanting that girl so bad based off of looks and nothing else. And so they be doing everything, jumping through hoops, trying to provide lifestyles that they can't maintain.
And I just want to say, if you have to say that you're a nice guy, you're not a nice guy. That's a huge red flag. Like, don't say that you're a nice guy. That's going to make me think that you're going to abuse me in some way.
Yeah. I think dudes who say that, they be looking for like some sympathy head or something. Like, oh, you're a nice guy, you want me to suck your dick? Like, no. It's never going to happen, because you're not really nice at the end of the day.
Yeah. And they be thinking being a nice guy is kind of like along the lines of just being a provider. Like, I took you out on a date and I opened that one door for you and I didn't try to sleep with you on the first date. Like, that doesn't make you a nice guy.
Have you seen that clip? And it was like those panel of dudes, and it's the one Asian dude talking, and he's like, I'm tired of living up to these impossible standards. Like, they want you to pick him up, take him on a date, make conversation, be funny. Like, the basics of going on a date? Sir, if you're asexual, say that. Because that's like part of the courting process and getting to know somebody. You want to me to be like woman and be like, hey girl, what's up? And then she falls into your bed. That's how easy you want it to be. And they really be mad because they don't get that. And they think that having money is going to get them that too, which is crazy. Like,
so they mad because they doing all that and they still not getting that.
like, sir, that doesn't guarantee you to anything.
Yeah, y'all gotta stop with that nice guy stuff. Like, if you're nice, you just gonna be nice.
Listen, Chucky was a nice guy and he went around stabbing people.
That's funny.
Well, let's go ahead and move into mental health matters.
Mental health matters.
This week, I encourage you guys to say no. Say no to anything that you don't feel like doing. Say no to anything that doesn't bring peace to your soul. Say no to anything that you just don't have the energy for at the moment. Say no to anything that would be not prioritizing yourself. Just say no.
No. He no here.
Do you feel like you have a problem saying no? Are you a people pleaser?
Yes.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Why though? Why you do that?
can say is it stems from childhood.
Okay, but why do you do it now, though?
It's a hard habit to break.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's hard for me to put me first.
I hate that.
I
tell you at least 3 times a week, though, too.
Yeah. It's so challenging.
Oh.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You felt that one?
Shiver in my body.
You got chills.
Did I ever... No, I ain't gonna tell you that right now.
What?
Because it's like kind of creepy and I know how you are and it's like late at night.
It's okay, just hold me.
My mom used to tell me that when you get like a whole shiver through your body, that means it's like a spirit walking through you.
Oh, I heard that before.
Yeah. Maybe I told you.
I don't know if I could believe that, but at the same time, y'all can't walk around me. Like, it just don't make sense. Why y'all keep walking through me? You see me, right?
Yeah. I don't know, because there's like Casper the Friendly Ghost, like, you know. And then there's like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what I was watching recently, and it was like, the people was running through the ghosts, and the ghosts hated it. They was like, all fucked up afterwards. Like,
that would be funny.
like it caused them a great deal of pain where people walk through them.
Dang.
I'm trying to remember what it was, and it was like all the ghosts was living in the house. Wasn't we watching that together?
I don't know. This sounds like something
It was like
familiar,
a funny
but
show,
I don't know. We got to look it up.
Yeah. It was this white girl. She like moved back in her family's old house or something. And then
Now
all the
like
ghosts was living in the
Beetlejuice.
house from like different time periods and stuff. It was hilarious. Yeah. Well, say no.
Just say no.
All you gotta do is say no. No is good for your health, you know what I'm saying? Because it creates more space for you to give back to yourself. And like, sometimes no don't mean you ain't never gonna do it. It just mean not right now. And right now I said, no, nigga.
I'll say it in Spanish for you. No.
We can move into forest bias. This week, I really wanted to talk about my friend Rose's business. It's called Forever Makes Crochet.
Gang, gang.
I really wanted to wear one of the pieces that she sent me today, but I wasn't feeling show off my whole body tonight, so I just couldn't give that. But, you know, anytime you see me in any of these videos and I'm wearing like crochet, anything, Ro made it for me. She's
like that blue one?
Mm-hmm.
I like that one.
Yeah. She's amazing. Her stuff is so good. She does like custom work, and so I really want to give her a shout out. I'm obviously going to keep wearing her stuff because I love it. Yeah. And yeah, check her out. She started doing crochet classes. By the time y'all see this, her class would have already occurred, so sorry about that. But you know, just hit her up and you can check out when her next class is going to be, and that's awesome because a lot of people are starting to do a lot of sustainable hobbies and stuff, like.
Yeah, and it's just like really cool if you can like actually just make your own clothes and you can make them exactly how you want.
Yeah.
Wasn't she supposed to make us hats?
Yeah, she said she was gonna make you a hat, didn't she? But to be fair, we didn't send her the measurements.
Oh yeah, that's on us. Let me take that back.
Bring that here back around.
My bad.
Did you want to share the other story we had on Forest Bias?
So some of y'all's homegirl, Angela Yee.
It's not your homegirl?
Nah.
Okay.
After further review, no. But shout out to the old lip service. I can't really speak on what it is now. It gets old really fast. Things just really... That's off topic.
Yeah, let's just celebrate this accomplishment.
Okay, so Angela Yee bought a 30-unit building in Midtown Detroit to house formerly incarcerated women. shout out to that. I think that's really cool. I hope that it stays supportive and helpful and does not turn into a capitalist business move.
Fair. Well, yeah. Shout out to that. I think it's dope. You know, I'm always saying like how we need to create resources for people to actually be rehabilitated, because chances are they will go back to jail if they don't have like, you know, a support system that keeps them in an environment that's going to keep them from going back to doing criminal activity, because it's easier money, you know.
Yeah. And like just actual support and not just we here for you.
Yeah, for real. Nobody cares about you being here for us.
Yeah.
Well, we can jump into the breaks. I wanted to quickly chat about Britney Spears' new book that will be dropping in the fall. They did like a little trailer and it says, "It's Britney book." And I thought that was so hilarious. I'm trying to think, what was the book called?
Oh, that's not the name of the book?
I don't think so. I thought it was called something else.
That's funny. They did that just for you.
It's Britney book. Oh yeah, it's called The Woman in Me. And so she's supposed to be talking about everything that happened with the conservatorship and really dropping tea on us. I'm interested. I don't know if I'm about a book, but I'm definitely interested in hearing about it and learning what she got to say. So
it's probably a good buy.
I can imagine.
Support our white sister.
Not your white sister.
With a UH.
Listen, Britney Spears got in with black people when white girls were still just white, and that's why we fuck with her. You know what I'm saying? She ain't never tried to be anything but just Britney, and that's why we love her. She's not a girl, and she's not yet a woman.
Okay.
She's definitely a woman at this point, but you got anything for music of the week?
Yeah. Flo Milli dropped I can't remember if she called it a freestyle. I don't think that it is. But it's called Flo Milli. It's a video and everything. It's basically her version of a Milli.
Oh, I'm interested.
Yeah, I slid it to you.
You did?
In your text.
Oh, I haven't watched it. I didn't know what that was.
Wow.
I gotta be honest. Now, I am low-key like a OG Flo Milli stan, but the latest stuff hasn't really been getting me.
It's because I hate the term female rap, but female rap is changing really fast. Like, it was one thing 2 years ago, and it's something else now. And if you're not switching it up and keeping up, you're going to get left behind, because nobody wants to hear what you were sounding like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Which sucks for them, but, you know, we're in the age of TikTok, and if you don't have something that's going viral on TikTok, your music's going to get lost in the sauce, baby. So, yeah. Anything else you listening to?
Ken the Man.
That's my girl.
She dropped... did she call that a freestyle?
Yeah.
She dropped a freestyle to Point Me To. There's a video for that as well. Wait, was it a video?
Yeah, it's a video.
Yeah.
I thought I sent it to you.
You did.
Okay, yeah, it's a video.
Yeah. Check that out. It's good. This is what we need you to be doing. Not what you've been doing the past 3 years. It's no shade, because you sound great. But, like I said, the music is changing.
I've liked her music.
The last single that she dropped? Like a week or two ago?
I don't think I heard that one, but you said the last 3 years, like...
Because her sound hasn't changed.
I don't know. I feel like I see what you're saying and everything, and sometimes the sound changing for me may need to be like the beats need to be more evolved or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I like her. I like her a lot.
I don't dislike her. I'm just her music isn't evolving, so I'm glad that she did this freestyle to point me to, because it sounded different. So it like, okay, so you're still here. Come on in, girl.
Yeah, she's got bars for real too.
Yeah.
Speaking of bars. This past week, finally, after all the hype, girl, JT done dropped no bars. What you think about it?
You know,
what you working with?
I think that it was a nice Lucy.
Not you calling her one random cigarette?
No. The song. JT, you are better than the way that you sound on this track.
She said that it was just a random freestyle she had dropped after people was talking shit on the internet one day. It's not supposed to be like a fire thing, you know what I mean? The more I listen to the song, the more I like it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Stop me. Put me on hold.
What did I just say the last few minutes?
What?
The game is changing and moving. It's cool that you wanted to put something, quick out for the girls, but in my opinion, you're not present enough musically to be putting out stuff that's not top tier. Because you're in a group. So when you come out outside of that group, we need to be reminded why we like you.
I see what you're saying with that, for real. I'm not gonna lie, the visual to me was just cheap. And to me, that had me bent, because it was like, why even do a video? And I also really hated the cover art. I feel like times like this is when I appreciate artists like Beyonce, because they really do think about everything from head to toe. Everything is intentional and stuff. And sometimes I just be like feeling like people just be throwing stuff together just to get the music out there. And the song ain't that good to that you just had to get it out. Okay, you could have took a little bit more time with it and thought about the full package of it, so that it really sold. Because at this point, what are you doing it for then?
Yeah, I feel like it's a track that's just everybody's gonna listen to it one time, but it's not gonna be revisited. And that's not what I want for you, because I enjoy you as a rapper.
She seemed to really be changing up her style too lately, which is interesting.
Yeah. I'll pop in every once in a while to make sure you're okay.
Well, did you know that her and Carisha got producing credits on a TV show? Yeah. We can move it into Reel It In. And it's rap shit. They have producing credits on rap shit. That's so interesting to me. I was like,
Yeah. It's basically their story.
It's so interesting. I'm not going to go in about my thoughts about the show, because it's already season 2 anyways, which is dropping August 10th. You said that you was excited and interested to see it, right?
Easy on excited. I am interested, though.
Easy on excited.
Excited just sounds like I can't wait. But,
I'm not going to lie. For this to have been Issa's second project, like coming off of Insecure. And of course, after rewatching Insecure a few times, I feel like we just had it at this high pedestal, because what it meant for us as millennials, you know what I'm saying, being black, and just like seeing us story being shared. But there were so many things about the show that's like, and this is not a critique on Issa whatsoever. It's just I was expecting something different. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't rap shit. and I feel like the acting was very low par. The only reason I kept watching it because Cherry was watching it, and if Cherry wasn't watching season 2, I wouldn't be watching it either.
Damn. I feel you though. Rap shit is a very specific type of writing. Cause when I first watched it, like the first episode, I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the way it was written. But I didn't like the way it was edited. I think that was my biggest issue. The writing, I can get past that. The editing, I didn't like. But yeah, girl. I really want to show where the characters actually grow. I think I don't really go into any of these shows with high expectations just because the characters never grow.
Mm. Well, we just finished Never Have I Ever, and I was saying that was one thing I really enjoyed, knowing that this is the last season, that I really did see that Davy grew. And it was like, so Mindy Kaling can get it together, but y'all can't? Where are we living at?
Yeah. I don't know. It's like they get so wrapped up in making sure that they bring the drama and keep it interesting and keep it real. But growth is real too.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, and it's definitely real for maybe your friends to be growing at different paces. Maybe for you to lose a couple friends as you grow. But I just feel like overall, generally, it don't have nothing to do with just black TV. But like all across the board, characters just don't be, to me, multi-dimensional. Like, yeah. Well, what are you making time for this week?
Good question. I'm making time for eating more fruit.
And it's like the perfect season for fruit. It's like so ripe and sweet right now. Yeah.
What you making time for?
Ooh, I don't know. My baby's birthday next week, so I need to make time to figure that out. Besides that, I'm just trying to catch a vibe and really just be at peace where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? Not put too much pressure on myself, because like I had an appointment with my psychiatrist today, and I just realized a lot of my stress be self-inflicted, y'all. Like,
yeah,
you know, I feel like a lot of people can relate to that, because it be feeling like, what is God doing to me? What is the universe doing to me? I didn't ask for this, but it'd be like, I low-key caused this.
Yeah. I feel like most stress is self-inflicted.
Yeah. And some of it is like predisposed, like we be worrying about shit that ain't even happened yet or may not ever happen. And it's like a waste of energy. And so this week I just really want to conserve my energy and really only worry about things that I actually have control over, and the energy and resources to do something about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Well, I hope you guys slide in our DM this week. You know, you can hit us up on all social media platforms, but preferably Instagram. Okay, I've Got Time Podcast, and let us know what your intention is for the week. What are you making time for?
Yeah. Subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. You know you enjoyed looking at us. We're hotties. Leave a comment. Let us know what you're making time for this week. All that jazz.
Yeah, and if you're listening to it streaming somewhere, go ahead and give us a follow and rate us.
Yeah, and share us with your friends and your cool family members.
Well, without further ado,
I've got time.